Good morning, everybody listening out there on our live YouTube Pyro and Ballyhoo stream on twitch.tv/Vince Russo live. I am here with the great Billy Botti of DirtySheets.com. Billy is the guy that brings you the news, and then everybody brings it 2 weeks later. Billy, you know what? Like, here's the part that I laugh about. When you give the news here, and when you give the news over on Patreon, bro, it kind of like takes them 2 weeks to get the news. You think they would pay for my Patreon so at least they get your news immediately? I guess they wait till it trickles down second or third hand, because it blows my mind that, you deliver the news, but it's like 2 to 3 weeks later before they all report it.
Yeah, it's either a case of they get it at that point, which would be the less cynical way of doing things, or it's subtlety in terms of not doing it immediately after I put it out. Because I don't think every news story out there is stolen from me. I do think people are getting stuff. It's not impossible to be connected. I found it very easy to get this stuff, but I guess it just comes at different times, where either people get it late or once it's more widespread as well, because I get it relatively early. So when you have that Chinese whisper effect of one person telling another, by the time 1,000 people know, it's easy for Meltzer to pick up stuff. Because I've always put him down as a non-copier, but just someone that's behind me. Whereas there's some like Mickey Mouse websites who are blatantly just stealing it from my Patreon or from here.
Yeah, well, Billy, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't think they're smart enough to be subtle. Like, I don't even think they could figure that out. Oh, let me get this news from Billy, but let me hold on to it so it doesn't look like I don't think they're smart enough to be subtle.
I mean, I haven't seen an exclusive or anything of any relevance from Saturn for a long, long time. Like, so I don't know what happened to him, because he would get stuff, like not stuff to the level that I would get, and it's very, very low key stuff that I wouldn't even bother reporting, but he would still get stuff, but now he doesn't seem to have anything at all. So I don't know what happened with that whole situation of him being let go, whether it was a case of whoever he was talking to is not allowed to talk to him or whatever. I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, if I was doing this as my main job and I didn't have the sports gambling podcast or whatnot, I would look at bigger monetization in terms of doing more with my site, finding it. I mean, I'd be on your case. I'd be like, Vince, we have to like promote the show. We have to like hammer this out. We have to use this clip, that clip. And a couple of times I've contacted Jeff and went, well, we need it when I get things right, which are significant things. I go, we need to put out a clip for this. We need to put a clip out for that. But this is like your baby, so you can promote it and do whatever you want with it. If I was heavily invested in the wrestling business and with my news, I would be going all out for it. But for me, this is just a source of information. The main source of my income is the betting stuff, and I'm able to give out successful winning wrestling picks from this, and at the same time give out a bit of news, and at the same time embarrass the same people that we both don't really like. So
yeah. Hey, Billy, I'm curious, baseball now, we're about 20 games in, the teams that are playing anyway are about 20 games in. Right. How are we doing over there on it's lockbetting.com, right?
Yeah, lockbetting.com.
How are we doing with baseball, bro? I know your soccer record is insanity. How are we doing 20 games into baseball?
We're doing okay. We're not doing as good as we did with the KBO, because baseball is much tougher. I mean, just in terms of certain things that you would look at. I mean, it's not as I don't do the baseball. I have a baseball guy, but I mean, he's telling me after there are some losses or whatever, he'll talk to me and say it's not as easy as. I mean, there's some people that try and cap baseball and they'll just blindly play the ERAs off against each other and then play that pitcher. That's not what he does at all. So we've made money on it. What we've made the most money on, even above soccer, is the situational spots in the NBA, with teams playing for stuff against teams that are not playing for stuff. And they've all covered spreads against teams that have rested players. No matter how high the spreads have been set, the books haven't been able to get away with it. And the overs in this atmosphere as well. We picked up very early on that one of the key things in basketball is to play in an arena. Once you familiarize yourself with the settings, it's easier to make shots and to score points, and the less pressure of the crowd as well. So we we suspected that there would be a lot of overs, and it's just even been more than we thought. So in terms of the incentivized teams, and I'm almost giving away how to bet the NBA here, but I'm fine because we have a lot of clients, so it's fine. But in terms of incentivized teams and the overs, the books haven't been able to make those adjustments, and it's just been so much easy money every night. Baseball a little bit tougher, but there's still profit in it. There's still teams.
Well, I mean, bro, like baseball, my gosh, I would not bet on baseball right now unless I was going to a professional service like lock betting, because, bro, like with COVID and so many players out, and all of a sudden this guy's missing from the team and that guy's, bro, that makes a tremendous that has a tremendous amount of impact on the final outcome. I wouldn't bet on baseball unless I was coming to somebody like you, bro.
No, it's difficult. Like, it's about stepping off at the right time and stepping on. But I mean, like I said, we made profit. Like, we can take the A's for 3 nights, for the last 3-4 nights of the 12-game run, and then they lose to the Angels, and we were on the loser, but we were also on 3 winners. So you have to kind of like balance it out in terms of, we've had some losses, but we've mostly been winning. But it's just about getting off things at the right time. It's not as simple as playing off ERAs against each other. But as I said, there's better sports to play at the moment and are safer than baseball. Yeah. And with this NBA stuff, I'm 100% in a Champions League. I mean, Disco messages me all the time to say, I bet this, I bet that. And like, such a weird relationship, because I got here from what Disco said to me. And
now you're making that son of a bitch money, bro.
Yeah, he listens to my other shows. He'll he'll retweet me out, or actually write tweets out and say to people, if you want to make money, go here. It's honestly one of the most different. I don't have to explain, not differentiating, because we never had a bad blood at the start. But from one point where he was laughing at my name and the name of my site, and now he like promotes one of my sites.
He's a louse, bro. Well, Billy, let me listen, guys. What we're gonna do here on YouTube, Billy's gonna give you a little tease. We do a full blown show on Patreon.com/Russo TWC. Jeff told me yesterday, like, just with the views and the downloads and whatnot, it is one of the most popular shows already on the brand. That means that Billy's talking about. But Billy, there's a lot of word on the street. There's word on the street here. I don't know if I should. I'm thinking of betting on this or not. Rumor on the street has it, bro, that you may be one of the guys under the masks in this anarchist takeover of the WWE, because there is one guy that's silent and doesn't say anything, and people suspect it might be you, and the reason you don't say anything is because you might give your accent away. Is there any truth to that rumor at all? Could you be one of these guys, bro?
I think what blows out of the water is if I tell you that I'm 6'2", and
these guys are 5'7",
right? And I don't think any of these guys are 6'2", even if they're standing on each other's shoulders. So I think that one kind of blows out the water. We do have some information about that particular storyline and everything, what's going on with that over on the other side. But yeah, I mean, we on our podcast, The Dirty Sheets, we have a running with this steel cage where I started out, and like they kind of badmouthed me, but they're all around about 5'5", and I did a little bit at the start of my show where I said, guys, if you can't, I'm sorry that I prodded and poked you. There's no reason for you guys to go down to the performance center, and if I've pushed you over the edge this much, I'll refrain from mocking you on our podcast anymore if it's pushed you to the point where you're going down. But it does look like a bunch of marks.
Bro, I swear to God, it looks like, I remember when we were little kids, bro, when we were like, maybe like 11 and 12 years old. Like, every time I see these guys, it reminds me of Halloween. I don't know what the tradition is over there, but bro, Halloween, you toilet paper the trees, you TP the houses, and then you sell and you run away to the next house. That's what it's coming. I swear to God, I'm looking at this and I'm like, bro, this has to be a rib. Like, this can't be, we're not supposed to take this serious, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not too sure in terms of whether these are the starter guys and they're going to start bringing through somebody else afterwards. I mean, I'll talk about it more so on the other side without way too much about what I do know about it. But yeah, I mean, the weirdest thing still for me, and what we pointed out on our show, is how you have guys doing a ninja gimmick on the show, and then you have these guys. I mean, they didn't even differentiate them at all in terms of giving them different dress. They could have worn masks and their normal street clothes or whatever. But to have two guys, two groups doing the same thing is just very, very confusing.
And then, bro, not only that, but on top of that, if you want to add to that, which like I'm watching this shit and I'm like, what is like? Can you people not get creative, bro? You got the Dark Order over on AEW.
Yeah,
the same thing. These guys wearing black, like what? That's the new gimmick, bro. Nobody's over, so we're all gonna wear black masks.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing as well. I mean, I saw that being joked around about in on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't get it. It doesn't seem to me like a main event act. And the problem is that we are 24 years removed from the NWO, and then after the NWO, 14 years later, they did Nexus, and they didn't succeed with that either. But the Nexus like attack was far better than this one. You can't do this every year. And when you do these invasions and whatnot, it has to be done right. It's already wrong in terms of, okay, we poke fun at the size of the people that are doing the attacks, but you don't promote it on your TV. You don't continue to replay it over and over.
They had their own package, bro. They had their own package on Raw. Their own package. Yeah,
and exactly. If you're being invaded, I don't know. I don't think that's how the NWO was played out at all. So I don't know. Like for me, it all seems like it will be low down the card, and yeah, I think that's really my own opinion. It already is being done wrong. It cannot be a main event act.
Yeah. Well, Billy, give me a little tease, man. Give me a little tease of what we're going to talk over on the Nitty Gritty Dirt Show, patreon.com/Russo TWC. Give everybody a little tease, bro. Guys, you could go sign up for this service on Patreon. Billy will give you the lowdown every single week, and you get a ton of other shows on there with people that have, been in the business and have a track record. Give me a little tease of what we're going to talk about.
Okay, so I had literally, you may have caught it at the start of Twitch, I just got into news about SummerSlam. I've got some big news about Seth Rollins. I've got a news about the surprise identity of someone that was on Raw Underground. A little bit of news about Kevin Owens. But in my opinion, the biggest news I have here, and I know everybody prefers stuff where it's about what's going to happen in terms of what's going to be booked and spoilers and people's contracts and things of that nature. There's a Khan now in the WWE, who is now the most significant player in the WWE, another guy called Khan. So we have a Khan in AEW, but WWE's Khan, who they've just acquired, is going to be even bigger to the future of wrestling. And I'm going to talk about that.
Wow. See, now this is something, guys, I'm telling you, this is something I've never even heard of. So now I want to get over and record this show with Billy so I can see what the hell he's talking about. Wow, I've not heard that name before, Billy.
Yeah, it's a Khan, and it's big news because it's going to really change things not change things in terms of what we see on TV, but in terms of take some of the pressure off WWE. We spoke last show. We did a lot about the business stuff and in terms of how they should have been coming off a very positive call in terms of raising the share price and record profits and whatnot. But there was a lot of questions aimed at them in terms of, okay, well, how are you going to improve these ratings? Because if these TV deals do not renew, this is a large chunk of this revenue that's being bringing up this number constantly. So we need to renew the TV deals. So we have some information as to how.
You would crack up. Just last night, Billy, me and Jeff record castrating the marks like late Wednesday night. So I'm talking to you on the heels of this, bro. You've got to hear, I swear to God, when it comes to the wrestling business, I'm telling you, bro, I'm talking about the business of the business. Meltzer does not have a clue. Like, this guy is such a mark, and he's, heading the AEW propaganda machine. Like, when it comes literally to business, it's laughable, bro.
He said more people would know what AEW was in the US than who the WWE champion was or something.
Well,
right?
Bro, not only that, this is what he said last night. He's got the answer to the ratings woe of professional wrestling in the States. And his answer is, bro, when Fox's contract is up with the WWE, bro, they need to go hot and heavy after AEW. And bro, he threw the figure of $100 million around. Like, are you out of your bro? Let me tell you something. If somebody pays $100 million for AEW, holy shit, bro. But yeah, that's his answer, bro. Fox needs to put AEW on Fox.
Yeah, they're in a position at the moment where all they need to do is hold a little bit of audience, so Saving Private Ryan gets a bigger number. I mean, it's a big jump, from you know what's crazy? Like when I listen to that TNT stuff, because I remember when WCW used to always have a movie afterwards, and now it makes you feel so old because the movies that they speak about on AEW is like coming up next. It's this. That was the movie that was in the cinema at the time when Nitro was on the first time around. We're all getting old, except this guy next to me. He's not.
Where is he? Let me make a cameo. There he is. What's going on, Austin? Give me an update on the foot, man. What's going on?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Is it? Oh, he's got the boot off?
Yeah, he's got the boot off. Yeah, he's gonna go back to soccer in 2 weeks now.
And he's not wearing a boot at all?
No, he's not wearing a boot. He's supposed to be wearing a foot support, like a little bandage, but he's not got it on today.
And he's going to play soccer in 2 weeks already.
2 weeks, yeah, 22nd.
Gee whiz, God bless him, bro. All right, Billy, give everybody here, before we hop over to Patreon, give everybody here the lowdown on Dirty Sheets lock betting. Go ahead.
Yeah, just before I do that, I'll do it at the end. So I'm here. This is my Twitter. I want to just get more people on that. That's at DirtySheets.com. My wrestling site, which we do. So some people say, oh, you don't do enough content, whatever. We do tons of content when there's Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. Like that's when we do more nostalgic content on top of news and whatnot. Because I always say to people, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to pretend there's loads of stuff going on? If I do news, I have around about a 95 to 100% hit rate in terms of it being right. So I protective of that number. I could chuck out a load of shit on the wall and drop down to like 70, 80%, but I don't want to do that. It's not laziness. It's just the fact that I will only report stuff which I hear is actually going to happen. Like I prefer
when there's nothing, you're not like these other guys. When there's nothing to talk about, you're not going to make shit up. When there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. And usually around the bigger events, there's more to talk about. That makes sense.
And I actually try and compensate for that. And I try and pad out the rest of the dirty sheets with a lot of free soccer podcasts and some free soccer bets, and so at least people can at least make some money. But yeah, during SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, we're always doing that nostalgic content. So we do a lot more work over there. So head over to dirtysheets.com. Lockbetting.com is my betting page where as I said at the top, we're killing it in soccer in the NBA. Doing okay in the MLB, still winning money in the KBO, and there's UFC at the weekend. So sign up for that. It's a massive, massive fight. Miocic and Cormier Part 3 going down at the weekend, and we'll be covering that. And this guy has an Instagram at Austin's Toys. He's pulled out a couple of specific pieces for this week.
This is my favorite part of the show. I swear to God, my favorite part of the show is seeing Austin's Toys because I love that. Okay, hold on now. It's the glare. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Let me take this off. Let me take this light down.
I think that is Kamala. Holy crap. That is nice, Austin. Very nice. We all know James Harris just passed away. Look at that. Wow.
Did you get that in there?
Yeah, we can see it, man. That is good for you, Austin. Now that's a prize to have right there.
Yeah, I don't think he quite appreciates it yet. Like we'll look at some Kamala stuff today.
Yeah.
I told him that. I mean, that's a sad about some of these classics. Like nearly half the guys are dead that we.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I spoke to you off air last week and said that we wanted to sort of try and introduce a few more bits that weren't just wrestling related. So like pull that one up because this we're gonna start big. This is our favorite like non-wrestling piece.
Oh, the glare! I can't make it.
Is it better with a light or not with a light? So better without the light.
Without the light, probably. I think that's Luke Skywalker. I think
it's Luke Skywalker, but I'm trying to like get it so you can see the signature.
Oh, he signed that?
Yeah, and I've got a great story about it as well.
Let me hear. I'm like, gee whiz. I mean, Austin, you're sitting on a gold mine, bro. As you get older and you hold on to this stuff, man, this stuff is going to really accumulate value. Let me hear the story. What's the story?
Yeah.
Look at this, bro.
Sit back. There's a weird. Where's that glare coming from?
It's coming from the computer screen.
Right.
It's the computer screen. So you got an autographed picture there of who?
Luke. Of Mark.
That's you and Austin with Mark Hamill.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is man. Austin's gonna have some memorabilia collection, bro.
So this is a good story because this Mark Hamill is like the best guy ever, and you wouldn't believe the story. So they're charging 150 for this picture, right?
Oh,
and that's not. They're charging 140 to go over to the autograph section. So it's 140. So you
got to pay 140 just to get there, and then another 150 for the picture.
No, you pay 150 for the picture, and if you want an autograph, you go join the autograph line separately because that's just going to be him.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
That's a quick line where he just signs and gives you the thing back and signs. So what happened was, do you remember this? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
How old was I?
Yeah, you're at 6. So what happened is that we're going to the photo line first, and we've already bought our autograph ticket to go next. So we get to the front of the queue, and the lady says to me, "Who's having the photo?" And I said, "It's both of us." And she went, "It's $150 per person." She went,
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. Oh my God! Go ahead, bro.
Both be in the photo. I went, "He's 6." She went, "I'm sorry." She goes, "There's no like photos of 2 people." She said, "If you want your son to be in a photo," she goes, "I'll hold your place in line. Just go over to that guy over there and pay another 150."
Oh my God!
Mark Hamill hears this.
Yes,
he hears it. He walks over. He goes, "Guys, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that." He goes, "Come on, guys, come over." Took the photo with us both, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, you got something for me to sign?" And he takes it up. And I goes, "Oh, it's okay." I said, "It's okay. We've already paid for the ticket. We're going to go over and get it over." He goes, "Don't worry about that." He goes, "Give me what you got." So he signs a couple of things with his name on it. And he goes, "You go over there. You go get a refund for that autograph and buy your son something nice."
Oh my God, that is awesome, bro! What a great
story, right?
That's a great story, bro.
I mean, because it went from me having to pay. So what? Yeah, that's what it would have gone from me paying 150 and 150, and then obviously the 140 had already paid out. So we're looking at 440 that was reduced down to just 150 for the photos and the autograph, and obviously him standing up to the lady. I don't think the lady was in charge. I think she was following along, but it was just crazy, like how
I got a similar story to that you'll get a kick out of. Billy, you know Adam West and Burt Ward, right?
Yeah, I know Adam West.
Burt Ward's Robin.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, Billy, I've been a fan of theirs my whole life. You know, that series started when I was 5 years old. So, bro, they were going to be at a convention in New Jersey. So I offered my services to go there with a wrestling group for free, just so I could meet Adam West and Burt Ward. So, bro, I do the convention, and the guy brings me over, introduces me to Adam West, right? And bro, they're signing autographs. It was like you said, probably $100 a pop, whatever the deal was. So I knelt down next to Adam West, and I was talking to him, bro, asking him some questions, and he signed my photo for me. Okay. So then when I was done with Adam West, the handler brings me over to meet Burt Ward. And he introduced me, Mr. Ward, this is Vince Russo. He's the head writer of the World Wrestling Federation, blah, 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 blah. So, bro, after Adam West had a conversation with me, signed my gimmick for free, once I'm introduced to Burt Ward looks up and says, "I don't care who he is. Where's my $100 for the autograph?" Bro, I went hysterical. I thought it was great. I gladly gave him the $100, bro.
Jesus, was he? I thought he was ribbing.
No. Here's what I'm going to do for my friend Austin. I've been auctioning off some memorabilia, Austin, but I've held on to some valuable pieces. Okay, Austin. Here's what I'm going to do, because I'm a big fan of Austin and Austin's toys. I'm going to get your address. I don't know if we want to do it now, because I don't want anything to get lost in the mail. Maybe we wait till the pandemic settles down. We'll figure it out. I'm going to put a nice envelope together for my buddy Austin with signed memorabilia, bro, that I've been sitting on, that I have, that nobody else has. And I am going to send it to my buddy Austin, because I know, bro, it will be in the safest hands of anybody I can send it to. How's that sound, Austin?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, bro. I'm going to do that. And this stuff, I have very few things, but I've held on to some things that are really important to me. And you know what, man? Now that I see your collection and how you take care of that stuff and how you value that stuff, I'm going to pass along some of that stuff to you.
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Austin, tell them about Austin's Toys and where they could follow you, and tell them what you do on there.
See, there's no glare when you hold it back here. Like when you,
yeah, that's better back there. Yeah.
What I do is I do videos and photos of
Put your foot down. Look at the screen.
all signed toys, and other stuff.
Some meetings as well from
some meetings. As
yeah,
well.
so it's
photos of meeting people and signed toys.
That's awesome, man. And that's on Instagram, Austin's Toys, right?
Yeah, Austin Toys, no spaces, no capitals.
Okay. All right. Listen, guys, me and Billy now we're going to hop over to patreon.com/Russo TWC. No, not /. Wait, patreon.com/Russo TWC. Yes. He's going to give you all the news. I can't wait to hear about this con thing, Billy. I've not heard anything about this. Billy, it's so funny because I do your show before I do Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt with Disco. So I hop on that show with all the news. Like those numbers you gave me last week. Nobody else broke it down like you did. I use those numbers all.
What does Disco say now? I honestly don't talk wrestling with him. I really just talk gambling with him.
Yeah, too much.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. All right, so Billy, we're going to hop over there. Guys, let's get Billy's Twitter feed up at Dirty Sheets Com, bro. Capital D, capital S, capital C. Dirty Sheets Com. Guys, we'll see you over at Patreon. For me, the great Billy Botti, and the great Austin, bro. We will see you next week.
See ya.